Welcome back, Kiwi Yoinkers and all other folk to Sunsaw Gaming. Now, for this video, or videos, I was pitched the idea to do videos on credit coefficiency for tanks. So we're going to start from tier 5, which is the Angry Connor. Now, at tier 5, this tank has the highest credit coefficiency of any other tier 5 in the game currently. The Angry Connor's credit coefficiency sits at 230%, which is absolutely amazingly astoundingly high. Now I will be doing a tier 6 and a tier 7 match in this video as well, covering the credit coefficiency tanks on those. They will be coming up after this, but I will also be releasing a second video in the next couple of days for tier 8, 9 and 10. Now I do apologise for the delay on these videos that are coming out recently. I'm not actually at home. I'm down at my partner's house, so I have very limited windows of opportunity to be able to record and do these videos for you guys. But we are getting this one out today, and Angali Lokeith here in the Angry Connor does a very amazing job, and you're going to see exactly how many credits this tank can pull. Now, being credit coefficiency tanks here for the video, most of these are, well, yeah, all of these tanks I believe are actually premium tanks. So I mean, that goes without saying. Everybody knows that your premium tanks that you buy them because they have a higher credit coefficiency and give you a better return on the credit income. So I will do these videos on the highest credit coefficiency tanks, and then once I've done these, maybe I'll do the best credit coefficiency tanks out of the tech tree, so non-premium tanks, and we'll go from there. So if you do like this video and you like the content and you like hearing and finding out which tanks are the best credit coefficiency tanks for you to use to gain credit income if you're a person that doesn't run premium accounts or anything like that, do like this video and feel free to comment, subscribe to the channel, it helps out. So I mean, it's a great match here still so far. He's managed to travel right around the back of the map in his Angry Connor. He hasn't managed to take any damage just yet. Gets a very, very lucky kill on that SU-100 there, because his teammate was bumping into him as he was trying to take that shot. But he gets it in. He gets it in, and he gets the kill. So that's 2 enemy dead and 2 kills for Angali here. So like I say, these videos are all about the credit coefficiency, and when you're looking at credit coefficiency, I mean, you can look at some tanks and just theoretically say there was a heavy tank that was running a 230 credit coefficiency as well. Now, if it's running a larger caliber gun than, say, the Angry Connor, you would actually make less credits because of the amount you're paying for each shell you fire. Not to mention the damage you take in the tank and the repairs for the tank come into the factor of how much you will earn at the end of the game. So while it's good to run tanks with a high credit coefficiency just to get that return, you do have to keep in mind that you're going to lose money. You're not going to have as big a return. If you're firing premium rounds, for example, you're going to lose more credits firing those premium rounds because they cost more, and that in turn is going to make your pay packet less. Now, I actually, about half a year ago, I went over a lot of things with one of my clan mates, and we were going on about consumables and the equipments and stuff, and the amount of rounds you actually carry into battle. Now, I saved myself something ridiculous, like because I sold all my unnecessary excess shells that I would carry in tanks and took the amount that I would fire on average to each match, and I removed all of the consumables. And by removing the consumables, my return income in battles were much higher. So if you're a good enough player that you do not need the consumables to have that extra little edge, you'll gain more credits just by not having them. And that's just how it goes. You pay for everything in these tanks. The AP rounds, the HE rounds, the APCR, all your consumables, they all cost money. And the repairs, of course. The repairs cost a lot for some tanks. So you've got to keep all that in mind. But by running these tanks with the higher credit coefficient, you're going to offset that, and you're basically always going to come out with credits. And that's why I'm telling you guys the top tanks for each tier currently. I mean, in tier 5 there are other tanks that have very good credit coefficients, like the Type 3 Chinu Kai, for example. That sits at 226% credit coefficient. So that's only 4% lower than what the Angry Connor is. So again, that is a very honourable mention for this. The Type 3 Chinu Kai has a very good credit coefficient as well, and because it doesn't have a large caliber gun, it does make that return very easily, very nicely. Now Angeli there has just finished off the last tank. He comes out with 3030 damage, which is great match indeed. He does get the Ace Mastery here, he gets the Top Gun, High Caliber, he gets the Pools Medal, and as you can see, his credit return there, 145,000 credits as a return. And if he was not running a premium account, he would still have made about 103,000 credits. So it just goes to show, running the higher credit coefficient tanks helps. So if the Angry Connor comes in store and you want to run low tiers and you want to make a lot of credits, go get it. Now here at tier 6 we have the T-34-85 Victory, and this is being driven by Tovens. Now this is a very nice tank. It is a very nice tank, and its credit coefficient sits at 182%. Which is the highest at tier 6. Okay, and this tank's not hard to get. You can actually win this tank in just your random crates that sit in the shop. You know, your daily crates, your weekly crates, and your monthly crates. You can win this tank in those. So it's not a hard tank to get. I mean, it comes up for sale every now and then, and the price tag on it, every time I've seen it in the store, has been fairly decent. I mean, this tank has great accuracy, it's not a large caliber gun, and its repair costs are very low. So, with the high credit coefficient of this tank, it's going to net you a very good return at tier 6. There are other tanks, of course, that have high credit coefficient at tier 6, like the Loz's Sherman. That is sitting at about 175% credit coefficient, I think. But personally, I mean, the T-34-85, in my opinion, is actually a lot nicer and easier to drive than the Loz's Sherman. I think the Loz's Sherman has a bit of reload time or something like that, but other than that, its armor profile is absolutely trash. So I do say, you know, I would recommend the T-34-85 over the Loz's Sherman. If you're not a big fan of medium tanks, though, you do have the Dickomax at tier 6, which has the third highest credit coefficient of any tank, sitting at 168%. So I mean, there are some tanks out there that have great credit coefficients, and if you use them like these guys are doing, and you win, and winning is essential, because I mean, even if you lose, you're going to make credits in these tanks, but when you win, you make almost, you know, a third of the credits extra on top of what you'd make off of a loss. So I mean, you do real good. You win your matches, you fire a whole bunch of rounds. Like this guy, he's Tovens, he's at 1700 damage right now, and that in itself, if he was to die right now and end the game, with his 1900 damage that he's currently got, he would probably still come out with about 50,000 credits after repairs, after paying for the shells. I mean, it just makes sense to run these tanks. So there are only 3 enemies left on the team there. Sorry, just receiving a phone call, had to cut that one out. I will have to call them back very, very shortly. It's my ex-wife. Anyway, into this match. I mean, 5 against 3, it's basically a given at this point. He gets a very, very lucky bounce there from the Hellcat. If that had gone through, Tovins here would have been out of the match. Now, KV3 is a one-shot, and Tovins hopefully will take him out. Getting these kills, Okay, the other thing I do have to mention here is your experience, your base experience that you get for these matches can directly correlate to the amount of credits you will earn in the end. So, spotting tanks, making sure your shells pin the enemy and don't bounce, or miss, for that matter, all count. They all count. It all helps with the experience income. Capping bases, experience, it works. And it will all help your credit income. And when you're doing that sort of stuff with tanks like the T-34-85 and the credit coefficiency on them, you will pull nice chunks of credits like that 82,000 right there. So, great match there from Tovins, Ace Mastery, high caliber, you know, all the bells and whistles. Great job, great job. Now, here at Tier 7, sorry, we're at Tier 7 now. We have the SU-122-44. Now, this is the highest credit coefficiency tank of Tier 7. And today we have K. Gumel. He is driving this tank, and he's going to do a very good job. Like, you just watch it on the minimap. His team sort of all spread out, split up, and he holds off this flank very, very, very well. So the SU-122-44 is the Russian premium tank destroyer. Very good tank, very, very good tank. Even with the power creep and the current metas and that sort of stuff, this tank still performs very well. And it has a credit coefficiency of 169%, which is very, very decent. Another tank at Tier 7, which is very, very close in credit coefficiency, is the Type 62 Dragon, which is the Russian light tank, which is also a premium. Again, premiums do come with a higher credit coefficiency, but that Type 62 sits at 164%. And with a lower caliber gun, it's actually probably going to net you more money, more return than the SU-122-44 if you use it correctly and get the damage out. So great tanks there, and a very nice kill. As you can see, I mean, he's sitting here. He's got one guy who is sitting on spawn. I don't know if he's AFK or not. Very nice max roll into that KV2 there. But I mean, he's basically been holding this position against the enemy by himself. He has just lost his teammate that was helping him out in the corner there, so now he is fully alone. These guys are plunking some good shots off him. Like, he's taken a few little hits here and there, and you can see he's trying to come out and get these bounces, and you'll see he's sitting at a higher angle. These guys are having to aim up slightly, and that helps that armor profile, that slope on the front, ricochet more shells. And getting those ricochets, getting those bounces, again, it all counts towards the credits you earn at the end of the game. Absolutely everything you do will count towards the credits. Like, I mean, this guy's done almost 3,000 damage now. He's blocked just over 1,000. I mean, he's blocked 1,250, and that's no joke, especially not in this tank. I mean, tier 8s, they'll go straight through this like butter. But when you're facing tier 6s and tier 7s, especially tier 7s like the Black Prince with a low caliber gun, you're going to get bounces in this tank. Like that one there. I mean, he took that one on the tracks, but it saved his hit points. And I don't know what this KV2 is doing, but he is just fluffing everything. I'm pretty sure he's firing AP rounds. And unless you have a very flat surface, the KV2's AP rounds are always going to bounce. So he's just wasting his time and giving them all the free shots in the world. Giving them all the free shots in the world. So if you guys would like to see the credit coefficiencies of non-premium tanks, let me know in the comments below, and I will do videos on those as well. And I mean, you can see here, K Gumel has made a nice 105,000 credits, and he hardly even had to try for that. So good job. Until next time, guys, stay safe, use cover. Cheers.